Welcome, seekers of wisdom, to a journey that might just redefine your everyday reality. In today's exploration, we dive deep into the ancient but timeless philosophy of Stoicism, a guide that has the profound power to alter the way you perceive life's ebb and flow. Think of a moment when life threw a curveball at you. Imagine standing unshaken in its wake, armed with a philosophy that turns obstacles into opportunities. That is the essence of Stoicism, and it's what we're uncovering today. Before we stride forward, pause for a second, will you? If you find a spark of intrigue in this odyssey, show us some love. Hit that like button, subscribe for more enlightening content, and ring the notification bell to never miss a beat in this philosophical voyage. Get ready as we set sail to navigate the Stoic seas, in pursuit of a life not just survived but truly lived. As we unbox the treasures of Stoicism, think of it like the operating system of your mind, quietly running in the background, maintaining order amidst a flurry of apps, your daily tasks, emotions, and experiences. Stoicism, my friends, isn't a dusty relic. It's the sturdy backbone to modern life's most breakneck challenges. Picture this. Life is a vast ocean, sometimes calm, often stormy. The Stoic's mind is a steadfast ship, not swayed by the tempestuous waves of fortune or misfortune. Instead, it sails on with purpose, choosing a response to the winds of fate that's reasoned, resilient, and above all, within control. Imagine your morning coffee spills on your favorite shirt. You can let this accident set the tone for your day, turning every red light and missed email into a catastrophe. But with the Stoic mindset, you see that spilt coffee not as misfortune, but a chance to practice patience, to adapt, to remember that in the grand scheme, it's a small wave not worth capsizing your ship over. This Stoic guide isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about upgrading your mental software to process life's glitches without crashing. So, if life sends a malfunction your way, remember, you have the tools to debug and to keep sailing smoothly. This is Stoicism, practical, timeless, and the ultimate life hack for the modern sage. Now, let's delve deeper into how this ancient philosophy can provide us with a compass for navigating the unpredictable waters of our lives. Keep watching as we chart the course to mastering emotions and transforming challenges into victories. As we continue our voyage across the Stoic seas, let's drop anchor and meet the crew, the legendary Big Three of Stoicism, who are the pillars of this philosophy and masters of life's tumultuous waves. Picture Seneca, the silver-tongued statesman. Some say he could persuade a sailor to take a bath on a sinking ship with his sheer eloquence. By day, he penned letters on the art of living that have stood the test of time. By night, he navigated the treacherous waters of politics, proving that even in the lion's den, a Stoic keeps his cool. Then there's Epictetus, the once enslaved philosopher who could find freedom in fetters and wisdom in hardship. Imagine him as the no-nonsense coach who's been through it all, telling it like it is. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to that matters. The kind of guy who could turn a rainstorm into a lesson on dancing in the rain. Lastly, enter Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher king, juggling the Roman Empire on his shoulders, all the while jotting down meditations that serve as mental armor against life's battles. Think of him as the friend who reminds you, in the midst of a bad day, that the universe doesn't conspire against you. A ruler who could lead legions yet took the time to lead himself through reflection and self-mastery. Together, Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius form a trifecta of tranquility, each a beacon that lights the way to a sturdier state of mind. Their philosophies intertwine, crafting a tapestry of teachings that promise serene sailing even through life's stormiest sessions. They are the guardians of the Stoic wisdom, the veterans of virtue, and the champions of character who've left us a legacy of letters, lectures, and meditations that can anchor us firmly to a life of meaning and resilience. As you carry on with your day, imagine this trio standing by you, ready to offer a witty quip, a profound thought, or a calming perspective, just as the winds of fate start huffing and puffing. Their words, your sails, and the Stoic mindset as your compass. This is the way to not just endure, but to thrive amidst the relentless waves of life. Keep watching as we navigate further into the depths of their timeless teachings and discover how we can apply their sage advice to our own daily endeavors. Now, as we're breaking down the teachings of the Big Three and reveling in their wisdom, let's take a moment to clear the mist around some common misconceptions about Stoicism. Often, Stoicism is mistakenly seen as a philosophy of emotionlessness, a sort of Vulcan approach to life for those who know Star Trek, or it's viewed as a mere endurance test for the downhearted and the disenchanted. But let's set the record straight with a touch of humor and some lively animated visuals to illustrate our point. Imagine Seneca, animated in a bright toga, chuckling at the thought that Stoics are indifferent to emotions. He'd likely say, "We feel, therefore we learn." Stoics acknowledge emotions, but they are the skilled sailors who don't let the sea's moods command their ship. They navigate with reason as their North Star, not with a heart locked in a chest. The goal isn't to suppress emotions, it's to understand them, to see them like passing clouds in the sky, ever present but not always in need of our reaction. Then, there's the myth that Stoicism encourages passivity, that to be Stoic is to be as motionless as a statue amidst the chaos of life. Cue Epictetus, with his characteristic straightforwardness, animatedly gesturing in disagreement. He'd probably state, "Passivity. No, I say. It's about proactive adaptation. To be Stoic is to be flexible, to bend with the wind, to roll with the punches." Stoicism isn't about resignation. It's about active engagement with life's curveballs and swinging back with wisdom and virtue. And let's not forget the idea that Stoicism is a lonely, joyless path. Picture an animated Marcus Aurelius, donning his imperial garb with a subtle, knowing smile. He'd tell us that Stoicism isn't about renouncing joy or shunning company. On the contrary, it's about cultivating inner joy, cherishing the present moment, and valuing the bonds we form. Stoicism teaches us to appreciate life's symphony, with all its highs and lows, without getting lost in the music. So scrap the notion of Stoicism as a cold, stone-faced endurance of life. Instead, think of it as a warm fireside chat with old friends, where the stories told are of overcoming hardship with heart and humor, and the laughs shared echo the triumphs over life's tragedies. As we chuckle at these playful skits and vibrant animations, let it be a reminder that Stoicism is as much about joy and connection as it is about resilience and wisdom. This misconception-busting journey helps us to not just learn but to relish in the art of living stoically. And now, with our stoic sails free of these mythic tangles, let's sail forth, gleaning more insights from Stoicism's rich reserves to craft a life well lived. Be sure to keep watching as we plot our next course on this stoic voyage, where wisdom serves as both our compass and our anchor. Welcome back, fellow travelers, as we harness our newfound understanding of Stoicism and look at life through a lens of extraordinary clarity and strength. You might be wondering, how can these ancient principles become as powerful as a life cheat code? Let's dive into the realm of Stoic superpowers. And yes, we're about to get a little geeky here with some pop culture flavor. Picture yourself as the protagonist in your favorite video game, navigating through stages of ever-increasing difficulty. Each level you conquer is akin to a personal trial you've overcome in real life. Now, imagine equipping your character with a set of Stoic superpowers: inner peace, resilience, and rationality. These aren't mere power-ups or temporary boosts. They are permanent upgrades to your character's stats, altering the game's mechanics and your approach to challenges. In the movie Matrix, Neo learns that understanding the system from within grants him the ability to bend the rules. Similarly, Stoicism teaches us to perceive the workings of our inner landscape. Once we master this, our response to external events becomes our superpower. We dodge life's bullets, not because they don't come at us, but because we see them coming with a clear mind and react with composure. Or think about the infinite timelines explored in the epic sagas like Avengers, Endgame. Stoicism equips you with the mental agility to navigate the multiverse of possibilities life presents you. It's like having Dr. Strange's time stone to foresee the outcomes of your choices, empowering you to select your responses wisely and shape the timeline where you thrive. What about a classic leveling up scenario, where each experience grants you skill points? Stoicism is that rare attribute that, once leveled up, enhances all other stats. It's like the wisdom attribute in role-playing games that, when increased, boosts your decision-making abilities, your emotional intelligence, and even your effectiveness in interpersonal relations. But Stoicism isn't about mystical powers or fictional scenarios. It's about real-life applications. Think of it as a strategy guide packed with insights to outmaneuver life's challenges. It helps you preserve valuable energy by disengaging from unproductive battles and focusing on what truly matters: your actions, your purpose, your personal growth. With Stoicism in your arsenal, you don't just play through life's game, you master it. No need for cheat codes, no in-app purchases. Instead, you've got a set of skills, a Stoic's wisdom, that is far more valuable than any digital shortcut. As you unlock each Stoic secret and apply it to your life, you discover that the most formidable superpowers are those grounded in reality, woven through the very fabric of our being by philosophy. And so, we see that the Stoic way is less about enduring life and more about enhancing it, transforming every trial into a triumph, every challenge into a victory lap. Keep your eyes on the screen, as our script continues to unfold the dynamic and practical powers of Stoicism, proving it's not just a philosophy but a way of playing the game of life with strategy, heart, and an unshakable will to win. Stay tuned and reprogram your reality with the Stoic wisdom that has outlived empires and continues to shape the heroes of today. As we forge ahead on this Stoic quest, let's now confront a pivotal battle every hero of life must face: the skirmish between control and influence. Picture an interactive graphic, a circle within a circle. The innermost represents our fortress of control, the outer, the lands of influence. Our inner citadel is impregnable. It's the realm of our own actions, thoughts, and decisions. The outer domain, however, is the wild frontier where we can only plant seeds of influence, but the weather that fosters their growth is beyond our command. Consider this: you're preparing for an important interview. The inner circle is your preparation, the research you conduct, the self-reflection you practice, the attire you choose. These are the battlements over which you are the sovereign. And as our illustrative graphic dynamically expands, the outer circle comes into play: your interviewer's mood, the company's hiring needs, the traffic you encounter on the way. Like the tides, they are influenced by the moon's pull, but never fully controlled. Seneca, if present today, would likely nod sagely, reminding us, we are but actors in a play of uncertain length, given a script only for our own role. In this modern theater of life, Stoicism equips us with the discernment to focus our energy where it counts, the script of our own character. We must act well our part in the immediate sphere of our control, for the rest is merely scenery and stagecraft. As our video transitions smoothly from graphic representations to real-life footage, picture a gardener, tending to plants with focus and care, attentive to each leaf and root within the garden's fence. Yet, outside that fence, the weather dances to its own rhythm. The gardener does not fret over a lack of rain or an excess of sun. Instead, they focus on irrigation and shade, adapting with tools and techniques at their disposal. Like the gardener, we must recognize where our power begins and ends. The Stoic superpower lies not in reigning over the uncontrollable, but in mastering the controllable. Our interactive graphic now shifts, pulsing gently as it illustrates the ebb and flow of our sphere of influence. We influence others through our example, our words, our kindness, but like ships in the night, they are guided by their own stars and compasses. And as the distinction between control and influence becomes clear, we find serenity in surrendering to the uncontrollable, in acknowledging that not all seas are meant for our sails. This, fellow travelers, is the heart of Stoicism. With this understanding, we reclaim our time, our energy, our inner peace. Our animated graphic now swirls into a tranquil conclusion, leaving us with a serene visual, a calm sea under a starlit sky, symbolizing the harmony of accepting what we cannot control and steering confidently through what we cannot control and steering confidently through what we can. Keep watching, my dear viewers, as we delve even deeper into the Stoic playbook, unpacking the stratagems that turn this understanding into a practical philosophy, a guide to sail through life, not by force, but with finesse. Stay with us, and let the Stoic wisdom illuminate your path, teaching us all how to differentiate between the storms we can weather and the winds we can only witness. Stepping into the daylight of a new dawn, let's explore the Stoics' morning ritual an essential start to the day that fortifies the soul for the hours ahead. Imagine a comical scene of someone waking up, smacking the alarm clock with a groan, only to have it stubbornly continue its relentless beeping, a parody of our all too human battle with the sunrise. Yet for the Stoic, this daily skirmish is transformed into a moment of reflection. As the alarm sounds, it's not just a signal to rise but a reminder to awaken the mind with purpose. Picture our groggy protagonist now, sitting up in bed with a stereotypically oversized cup of coffee, eyes half open, stumbling through the morning routine. While brushing their teeth, they reflect on the Stoic teaching of Marcus Aurelius, who said, "When you arise in the morning, think of the privilege to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." This isn't just about cleaning teeth. It's a comedic representation of scrubbing away the remnants of sleep and any lingering negativity from the previous day, embracing a fresh start. In our amusing morning montage, we see our character choosing their wardrobe, a tie with polka dots or stripes, a simple decision. Yet here lies a Stoic exercise in discernment and preference indifferent. Like Seneca, who believed that true happiness is to want what you have, our character chuckles at their reflection, adorned in the most mismatched outfit, finding contentment in the choice itself rather than the chosen. Moving on to breakfast, instead of a chaotic scene of burnt toast and spilled milk, envisage a mindful meal where each bite is an opportunity to practice gratitude. Another Stoic virtue. As Epictetus suggested, it is not what we have but how we use it that makes us rich. Thus, our character savors the simplest of cereals, as if it were a feast, a humorous sketch of the Stoic's wealth found in appreciation. Before stepping out the door, a final glance in the mirror prompts a moment of introspection. In a light-hearted twist, our character rehearses for the day's possible challenges: traffic jams, tough negotiations, a meeting with the in-laws, all faced with the Stoic's resilience and a smile. They recall the wisdom of the Big Three, preparing to embrace the day's trials, not as burdens but as exercises in virtue. As the front door opens, the bright light of day floods in, and our character takes a deep breath. This morning's musings have set the stage for a day lived with intention, humor, and the embrace of Stoic calm amidst the chaos of life. Emulating our animated Stoic sage, our viewers too can adopt these morning musings, turning every yawn into a reflection, every choice into a lesson, and every challenge into a triumph. Keep watching as we take these Stoic morning rituals and apply them to the rest of our day, ensuring each moment is lived not by chance, but with choice and a hearty dose of laughter. And now, intrepid viewers, we journey into the art of the Stoic pause, a simple yet game-changing technique to transform reactive impulses into thoughtful responses. Visualize with me a scene familiar to us all played out in the most comically exaggerated slow motion. A colleague makes an offhand remark, and there's our protagonist, time seeming to stretch, expression frozen between shock and retort. Here it is, the Stoic pause in action. This dramatic deceleration of life's rapid-fire moments offers us the luxury of space, a breath between event and reaction. Seneca himself, in a display of humor, might have likened it to watching a snail cross the road with suspenseful anticipation, both unnecessary and refreshingly patient. Let's watch as our slow-motion shenanigans continue. A grocery bag splits, spilling its contents across the sidewalk. Instead of the knee-jerk curse or the flustered scramble, our Stoic practitioner's response is suspended in time, a graceful ballet of stoicism as they methodically collect each item, a silent chuckle escaping as they pick up the rolling apples. But the Stoic pause is more than just slow-motion comedy. It's a tool forged in the philosophy of Epictetus. In our slowed-down spectacle, witness our hero confronted by a wave of impatience as they stand in an eternally unmoving line at the bank. While others huff and stamp their feet, our Stoic hero stands, time crawling, to examine the wristwatch, pondering the nature of time and the futility of haste. And let's not omit the classic slow-motion fumble as our Stoic friend's phone slips from their grasp, tumbling towards a watery demise in a puddle. As we watch the descent, seemingly frame by frame, we're reminded that Marcus Aurelius might have seen this pause as an opportunity to muse on the impermanence of material possessions and the unyielding flow of time. Dear viewers, The Stoic pause is no mere farce. It is a genuine superpower that can be summoned in the heat of daily life. It grants us the time to choose our battles wisely, to respond not with the instinctive fire of our temper, but with the cool water of reason. Our ludicrous slow-motion enactments serve a profound purpose, highlighting the strength found in a moment of composure. So, as you navigate your day and find yourself at the edge of irritation or the brink of annoyance, invoke the Stoic pause. Slow your world down just enough to let wisdom catch up, and who knows, you might just find yourself sharing a laugh with Marcus, Seneca, and Epictetus at the absurd theater of human hiccups that too often unsettle our calm. Step with us further into this realm of Stoic mastery, as we move from the humorous to the heartfelt, showing you how to weave the Stoic pause into the tapestry of your everyday life. Stay tuned as we reveal the transformative power of a well-timed pause, ensuring that each day is not only survived but thrived with a smile and a Stoic steadiness. As our whimsical journey through Stoicism continues, let's turn our gaze to two forces that tug at the soul with the persistence of a meme begging for a share: desire and aversion. Envision, if you will, the internet's beloved grumpy cat, her frown a perfect mascot for aversion, always a no to life's offerings. Then there's the infamous distracted boyfriend meme, the embodiment of desire, his eyes ever wandering to the next shiny object, the epitome of temptation. Stoics view these forces as the ultimate duo of disruption, capable of hijacking our inner calm faster than a viral meme spreading across the web. Desire, in its most unbridled form, becomes a meme of the mind, a loop of longing that plays on repeat, enticing us with the allure of if only. If only I had that new phone, then I'd be satisfied. Or, if only I were on vacation, then I'd be happy. Yet, Seneca would chuckle at such thoughts, reminding us that acquiring one desire merely makes way for another. Stoicism counsels us to be like the "this is fine" dog, sitting amid the flames of desire, serenely sipping our coffee, fully aware that the true fire to quench is not the external blaze of wants, but the inferno of insatiability within. Now, let's dabble in the world of aversion, as personified by the unimpressed Michaela Moroni is not impressed meme. Aversion has us perpetually dissatisfied, turning up our noses at life's dishes before even taking a bite. Yet Epictetus whispers in our ear, we suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgments about them. Stoicism invites us to take a cue from the why not both girl, embracing life's experiences with a dash of open-mindedness and a pinch of curiosity rather than outright rejection. Yet, it's not all black and white. The Stoics understood the nuance of desire and aversion. They didn't advocate for a life devoid of passion or preference, but rather a meme-worthy balance. Keep calm and use reason. Imagine a seesaw in a playground, our desires and aversions sitting at each end. Stoicism is the fulcrum in the center, a philosophical point of equilibrium, ensuring neither side sends us toppling into discontent. As we scroll down the feed of life, let's not become meme connoisseurs, collectors of discontent masked as desires and aversions. Instead, be the rare Pepe, the collector of tranquility and balance. The Stoic path teaches us that the meme of the moment, the trending desire, the popular aversion, they're but pixels on the screen of life, transient and often trivial. So, as we hit the like and share button on this segment, let's take with us the wisdom to discern the memes of the mind, lest we become unwitting followers of dissatisfaction. Carry this Stoic lens with you, and watch as it transforms your scroll through life from a series of reactive clicks to a thoughtful journey of contentment and chuckles. Stay tuned as we further demystify the art of living stoically, finding joy not in the pursuit of viral trends, but in the timeless truths that guide us to a life of serenity and strength, one meme at a time, in the theater of life where each act brims with its share of drama and comedy. Let's now shine the spotlight on an aspect of Stoicism that transforms the narrative of our stories: how obstacles morph into opportunities. We've chuckled at memes and sailed Stoic seas, but brace yourselves for tales that teach, inspire, and surprise. Consider the inspiring story of Thomas Edison, whose countless failed attempts at inventing the electric light bulb became the stuff of legend. It's said that when his laboratory burnt down, with years of priceless research inside, Edison could have drowned in the ashes of despair. Instead, he exclaimed with a twinkle in his eye, "Thank goodness all our mistakes were burned up. Now we can start fresh again." Here lies the Stoics' alchemy, turning trials into triumphs. Edison's obstacle wasn't a blockade. It was a beacon guiding him to a brighter, more resilient path. Or ponder upon J.K. Rowling, who sat in a quaint cafe, spinning the yarn of a young wizard while grappling with the weight of personal and financial struggles. A series of rejections from publishers could have spelled the end of Harry Potter's magical journey before it began. Yet, Rowling persisted, her fortitude a testament to the Stoic virtue of using adversity as a crucible for creativity. The obstacle of rejection became the stepping stone to a fantasy world beloved by millions. And what of the stories untold, the everyday Stoics who, like you and me, encounter life's hurdles with silent courage? Picture a musician, her hands trembling with stage fright, who channels her jitters into a riveting performance, each note a testament to the Stoic belief that what stands in the way becomes the way becomes the way. The musician's obstacle did not silence her melody, it amplified her resolve, composing an overture of overcomes. Let's not overlook the athlete whose injury benched him from the sport he lived for. Rather than wallowing, he turned to coaching, sharing his passion and expertise, shaping the next generation of champions. His stumbling block became a stepping stone, not towards his own glory, but towards fostering greatness in others. These narratives are not mere recollections. They are illustrations of a Stoic principle in living color. The philosophy that dwells not on the obstacle itself, but on the opportunities it uncovers. It teaches that while we cannot control the cards we're dealt, we can control how we play them. The Stoic mindset refutes the idea of a dead end. It sees a labyrinth where each twist and turn, no matter how confounding, leads to a new path, a new possibility, a new story to tell. And so, as we draw from the wellspring of these inspiring stories, let them be more than anecdotes. Let them be the catalysts that spark a Stoic transformation in our own lives, converting every no into a not yet, every fall into a stepping stone, and every difficulty into a defining moment. As we press on in our Stoic journey, let the wisdom of seeing obstacles as opportunities be the compass that guides us to a life of fulfillment, mastery, and an unwavering will to turn the tide in our favor. Continue watching, my fellow voyagers, as we embark on the next chapter of our saga, charting a course where every challenge is not an impasse, but an invitation to rise, rewrite, and relish the story we call life. Continuing on our Stoic journey, let's wade into the waters of our personal relationships and explore how the calm seas of Stoicism can enrich the connections we hold dear. Imagine yourself in a dinghy of discord, the waves of conflict rising and falling with each heated exchange with a loved one. Now, envision steadying this vessel with the oars of Stoic wisdom, navigating through the choppy tides to the serene harbor of understanding and respect. Seneca, who undoubtedly knew the tempest of tangled tongues, might suggest role-playing scenarios in which we practice Stoicism within our interactions. He would urge us to adopt the mindset of an actor rehearsing for a play, step into the shoes of others, understand their lines, their emotions, their motivations. It's in this exchange of roles that we discover empathy, a core tenet of Stoic practice, and an essential ingredient in the recipe for harmonious relationships. Consider a common scene, a disagreement with a partner over plans gone awry. In the traditional script, frustration might guide our dialogue, each line a defense against perceived slights. But let's rewrite this script. You take a Stoic pause, reflect on the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who said, whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I'm about to criticize? With this in mind, the conversation shifts from blame to understanding. The lines become a collaborative problem-solving session, each partner acknowledging their part in the play, working together towards the final act of resolution. Or picture a scene with a friend expressing a viewpoint that clashes with your own. The Stoic approach here isn't to silence the dissenting chorus, but to listen with the intent of understanding, not replying. Here, the teachings of Epictetus come into play. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Imagine the dialogue that unfolds. not as a debate, but as an exchange of perspectives, where the goal isn't to win but to grow, to learn from the symphony of different voices. The beauty of Stoicism in relationships is that it teaches us to value the bonds we share over the need to assert our dominance, or to sulk in the shadow of our egos. It guides us to extend the olive branch of patience, to plant seeds of kindness, and to approach each interaction as a gardener tends to their garden, with care, with intention, and with the understanding that not all plants bloom on command. As the role-play scenarios draw to a close, the lesson becomes clear. Stoicism isn't about stifling the passionate fires of our relationships, but about kindling a flame that burns steadily, providing warmth and light. It's about seeing our loved ones not as adversaries in an arena, but as companions on a voyage, each with their own compass, yet sharing the same stars to navigate by. So, as you move through the intricate dance of your relationships, let Stoicism be your partner, guiding your steps with grace and ensuring that, even when you stumble, you find the balance and strength to carry on the dance. Continue along with us as our journey sails forward, tapping into the deep well of Stoic practices that transform every personal interaction into an art form, where every word spoken is a brushstroke on the canvas of our shared humanity. With our compass set on the Stoic way, let's step into the kitchen of life, where we whip up a storm of experiences and information daily. But hold on to your hats, because we're not just tossing ingredients into the pot willy-nilly. We're about to engage in the most playful cooking show you never knew you needed. It's Stoic Diet, the Mindful Consumption Edition. Imagine, if you will, a chef's hat perched atop Seneca's head as he guides us through the art of sifting through the daily news, the social media feeds, and the incessant chattering of society. He'd likely quip with a grin. Not everything deserves a place in your stew. Just as we choose ingredients with care to create a delicious meal, so too must we select the information we absorb, ensuring it nourishes the mind and doesn't clutter it with junk. Now, picture Epictetus, armed with a spatula, flipping the script on how we digest the experiences life serves us. It's not about the flavor of the day, he'd assert, but about the taste it leaves in your soul. Our Stoic chef demonstrates that it's not the events themselves that matter, but our reactions to them that add the true spice to life. He shows us how to stir in a generous dose of perspective, a pinch of patience, and, most importantly, to remove any bitter bits of negativity that might spoil the dish. Marcus Aurelius, meanwhile, would be the sage taste tester, sampling each spoonful of experience, assessing its value before deciding whether it's worthy of a place on the menu of life. To savor or not to savor or not to savor. He might muse, reminding us that the power to choose our experiences is akin to selecting the finest herbs from a garden, using only what will enhance the flavors of our existence. As we blend this playful cooking show with the ethos of Stoicism, we learn a valuable lesson in mindfulness, be it in dealing with a deluge of digital distractions or the smorgasbord of life's happenings. Every piece of news, every interaction, every snippet of gossip is an ingredient, and it's within our power to determine whether it adds value to our mental cuisine. So don your aprons and join us in this culinary caper. Toss out the processed, superficial bits that weigh you down. Chop up the wholesome, the uplifting, the enriching experiences and savor them in your Stoic stew. And remember, it's not the size of the feast, but the quality of the bites that fills you up. As our cooking show concludes, we step back, admiring a spread that's both nutritious for the soul and pleasing to the palate. And as you go forth, may you carry the essence of this Stoic diet into every banquet life throws at you, choosing wisely, consuming mindfully, and relishing the richness that a well-balanced plate of experiences provides. Keep the flame of curiosity alight, my dear connoisseurs of life, and remember that a steady diet of Stoic wisdom is the secret ingredient to a truly flavorful existence. Stay with us as we continue to serve up delectable slices of Stoicism, ensuring your life's menu is filled with nothing but the choicest cuts of joy, resilience, and peace. As the sizzle of Stoic wisdom continues to simmer in the kitchen of life, we now turn up the heat with a playful, interactive mock game show segment that tests our ability to distinguish between what truly deserves our attention and what should be met with the art of indifference. Welcome to the arena of the indifferent games, where contestants, animated with the quirkiest of expressions and sporting exaggerated togas in a nod to our Stoic teachers, prepare for the ultimate challenge of discernment. In the indifferent games, our participants face off in a series of rapid-fire rounds, each tasked with identifying whether the scenarios presented should elicit deep engagement or be brushed aside with a nonchalant Stoic shrug. The studio's lights dim, the audience's anticipation buzzes, and our first contestant steps into the spotlight, faced with the question, "Your neighbor just bought the latest, flashiest chariot. Do you?" Seethe with envy. B. Rush to purchase. A. Flash your one. Or C. Acknowledge their good fortune and move on with purpose. The crowd holds its breath as our contestant, channeling the calm of a seasoned Stoic sailor, hits the buzzer with confidence, selecting C to the eruption of applause. Seneca, if he were to commentate, might jest, "Envy is a waste of time. The only chariot race worth winning is the one against your lesser self." The rounds progress, each more amusingly trivial than the last. Contestants deliberate over scenarios of spilled wine, a torn toga, and an overcooked meal. The audience roars with laughter as participants, decked out in digitally rendered Stoic beards and Stoic expressions, unfazed by the trivial troubles, choose indifference time and time again. Marcus Aurelius, with a twinkle in his digital eye, would remind us, it's only in your mind that you get flustered. The externals are not the problem, it's your assessment of them. A grand scoreboard tallies the points, the criteria simple yet profound. Choose what aligns with virtue, what fosters growth, and what maintains your inner peace. Each time a contestant opts for indifference on a matter outside their control, they score big, celebrated with an animated burst of confetti and a sound effect that echoes the chime of Stoic reason. But the indifferent games isn't merely a spectacle of choices. It's an educational escapade, a light-hearted lesson in the Stoic practice of preference indifferent. The understanding that some things in life, while preferable, should not control us or consume our peace of mind. As the final round dawns, the stakes reach their peak. The supreme question awaits. An unexpected storm cancels your weekend plans. Do you, rage against the weather gods? B. Despair over your ruined vacation? Or C. Take the opportunity to enjoy a different adventure, perhaps one of quiet reflection, or an indoor hobby? The answer is but a button press away. And as the contestant beams with a knowing smile, selecting C, the game show triumphantly concludes. Our animated host bestows upon the victor a trophy, an emblem not of gold but a symbolic fig leaf, representing the Stoic victory over the trifles of life. As the credits roll and laughter fades, the lesson lingers. In life's game show, where we're all unwitting contestants, may we arm ourselves with the art of indifference, discerning what truly merits our attention from the noise that clamors for it. And so, we wrap up this jubilant jaunt through the world of Stoicism with the knowledge that, just as in the indifferent games, life too is a series of choices. What we give our energy to, what we shrug off with a smile, and how we find joy, not in the prizes we win, but in the harmony we maintain within. Join us in the next segment where we dive into Stoicism's ultimate challenge, turning our newfound indifference into a powerful tool for personal transformation. Keep your eyes peeled and your minds open as we unveil the secrets to a life lived with purposeful indifference, a dance with the world that's both light on the feet and deep in the soul. Stay tuned, and remember, sometimes the most valuable prize is the tranquility that lives within. Embracing the transient tapestry of existence, let's now turn our Stoic lens to the beauty of impermanence, a subject as rich and varied as the hues of a sunset. In this segment, we weave together time-lapse videos that capture the mesmerizing dance of change with transformation stories that renew our faith in life's ever-evolving nature. We begin with the splendor of a time-lapse sunrise, the darkness lifting in a symphony of colors as the world awakens. Each second, a new brushstroke of light, painting a morning that's never been seen before. Seneca might say, life is like this dawn. It shifts and shines anew each day. Stoicism teaches us to greet change as we do the sunrise, not with fear but with reverence for its power to renew and to transform. Let our screens now fill with the time Lap's transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly, the embodiment of nature's exquisite capability for metamorphosis. Stoics observe this spectacle and smile, recognizing in it a metaphor for our own potential to grow wings of wisdom and take flight amidst life's mutable gardens. Witnessed through these fast-forward vignettes, buildings rising brick by brick, seasons cascading into one another, flowers blooming with serene confidence that their wilting too is part of the grand design. Marcus Aurelius would likely nod in approval at these illustrations of impermanence, each frame a silent affirmation of his belief that the universe is transformation, life is opinion. As we're enchanted by these visual odes to change, interlaced are the stories of those who've embraced impermanence, not as a foe, but as a friend. Think of the entrepreneur who, after a venture's collapse, builds anew from the rubble, her spirit undimmed. Or the artist who, losing the use of his hands, learns to paint with his feet, his resolve as unbroken as the waves that sculpt the shores. The Stoics' response to these chronicles of change, a resounding yes, yes to life's ebb and flow, yes to the fresh start that follows each ending, and yes to the growth that springs from what once seemed insurmountable. This embrace of change is what turns the philosophy from mere words on a page to a living, breathing manual for thriving in a world of flux. So, as the time-lapse of a bustling city fades into the tranquil repose of nightfall, let it be a reminder that change is not an interloper in the narrative of our lives, but the very essence that pens our epic tale. As the day's final hues give way to twilight, know that the Stoic heart finds solace in the certainty of change, the impermanence that binds us all in a shared journey toward renewal and reinvention. With this, we conclude today's exploration of impermanence through the Stoic gaze, having traversed from the laughter of means to the solemn beauty of transformation. Carry with you the wisdom distilled from these time lapses and tales, and let the Stoic embrace of change fortify your spirit, ready to welcome the morrow, not as a mere sequel to today, but as a canvas awaiting its unique dawn. Continue this journey with us as we delve deeper into the Stoic mindset, uncovering the tools and insights to live a life not resistant to change, but enriched by it. Stay with us and let the awe of impermanence adorn your path with resilience and grace, a testament to the strength inherent in the art of letting go and moving forward, merging seamlessly from our serene contemplation of impermanence. Let's flex our minds and spirits with a workout routine unlike any other. Welcome to the Stoic Gym, where the weights we lift are not made of iron, but of purpose, and the reps we count are the trials we transform into triumphs. Today's special, mental and emotional push-ups that will leave your inner philosopher feeling the burn of growth and the endorphin high of enlightenment. As our imaginary Stoic Gym comes to life, visualize an animated Seneca as your personal trainer. He prompts you with a wry smile to assume the position for your first set of mental push-ups. Begin, he says, with the weight of a challenging thought. Press against the force of your assumptions and elevate to a higher understanding with each lift. Now, push up, viewing an obstacle from a different angle. There's one rep. Lower back down, gather another challenge, perhaps a difficult memory, and push through to a place of acceptance. Rep 2. Each mental descent brings contemplation, each rise, a transcendent perspective. Transitioning to emotional push-ups, our animated Epictetus steps in as coach. He calls out, ready, set, emote. With a hint of humor, you dive into an emotional challenge, feeling the tension, acknowledging its presence, and push up, release it, find your emotional equilibrium. There's one. Down again, into the depths of a frustration or a resentment, and with a Stoic exhale, up you go, letting the feeling pass without leaving a mark. Another rep mastered. Our Stoic Gym is a flurry of activity, each participant laughing at the absurdity of lifting the intangible while simultaneously reveling in the profound strength it builds. Marcus Aurelius, your philosophical spotter, stands by to ensure no one overexerts their spirit. Balance, he insists, is key. A mind stretched too far risks snapping. A spirit prodded too often turns callous. He guides you through the motions, a nod here, a timely word there, ensuring that every lift makes you more agile, more resilient. But unlike your typical marathon of muscle, this exercise session doesn't leave you drained. It invigorates, it enlightens. The animations around you showcase fellow Stoics, from ancient figures to modern-day practitioners, all pushing against the air of adversity, turning sweat into serenity and fatigue into fortitude. Even as the parodic overtones elicit chuckles, the underlying message resonates with profound clarity. We're all engaged in a daily workout of the soul. As we cool down from our Stoic workout parody, catching our breaths and feeling the satisfying soreness of our emotional and mental faculties, we can't help but smile at the juxtaposition of humor and depth we've just experienced. For what are mental and emotional push-ups, if not the daily exercises of a Stoic life? The Stoic gym may be an amusing fiction, but the regimen it represents is strikingly real, a routine each of us can adopt to forge a well-toned philosophy of life. And so, as we stretch our newly worked muscles, let's carry forward the whimsy and wisdom of our Stoic exercises, integrating them into the heart of our daily living. Keep your spirits up and your hearts light, dear viewers, as you gear up for what comes next. Join us in the following segment, where we take the principles learned in our Stoic gym and apply them to the marathon of everyday existence. Stay tuned and stay strong, for the next chapter promises to transform these workouts into a lifestyle, where every challenge faced is another rep completed, and every day conquered is another step toward the ultimate goal of a virtuous, joyful life. After stretching our mental and emotional muscles in the Stoic gym, let's now step into a different kind of arena, an auditorium filled with the echoes of laughter and the warmth of shared amusement. Yes, you guessed it. We're about to thread the needle between jest and wisdom, exploring how the stand-up comedy stage can become an unexpected podium for Stoic principles. Envision a stand-up comedian under the spotlight, their expressions animated and timing impeccable, as they weave tales that bring forth giggles and guffaws from the audience. Now, consider the hidden stoicism in their quips. Like a jester playing the part of a philosopher, they present life's absurdities and our reactions to them in a way that suddenly makes the crowd pause and ponder amidst their chuckles. Take, for instance, the comedian's take on misfortune. As they recount their tale of woe, a series of unfortunate events that seem almost too comical to be true, the audience is not just entertained but subtly invited to reflect on their own reactions to life's mishaps. It's Seneca in a mic-drop moment, illustrating that while we can't control what happens to us, we can certainly control how we laugh at it. Or the comedy bit about social status and material possessions, where the punchline is not just about the hilarity of keeping up with the Joneses, but also a poignant reminder from Epictetus that it's not the things we own but the value we assign to them. The comedian, with a smirk, shows us how to hold onto our joy and not lose it in a shopping cart of expectations. Then, there's the routine about dealing with difficult people, a classic setup for laughs, but also a masterclass in the Stoic practice of empathy and understanding, echoing Marcus Aurelius's advice on seeing the goodness in others, even when it's hidden behind a mask of annoyance. The comedian, with a knowing grin, becomes a mirror, showing us how our own vexations can be a source of amusement and growth. Each stand-up set, laden with self-deprecation and observational humor, nudges us towards the Stoic idea of embracing our imperfections and finding contentment in the present. As the laughter subsides, the echoes of wisdom linger, an Epictetan whisper in every chortle, a Senecan insight in every guffaw. The beauty of incorporating stand-up comedy into our Stoic journey lies in the seamless blend of entertainment and enlightenment. It reinforces the notion that Stoicism isn't a doctrine of solemnity, but a celebration of life's quirks, teaching us to take both the applause and the boos with equanimity and a hearty laugh. So, as the curtain falls on this segment, we exit the auditorium with our sides aching from laughter and our minds richer with Stoic thought. The comedian may have left the stage, but the lessons imparted through their jesting remain, proving that a good laugh and a moment of reflection can indeed go hand in hand. Stay with us, dear viewers, as we proceed to our next act, where Stoicism and humor continue to dance in tandem, illuminating the path to a life well lived, one that's full of laughter, learning, and the liberating power of not taking ourselves too seriously. As we venture forth from the auditorium, still chuckling from our amusing interlude of stand-up stoicism, we transition to the tranquil ambiance of the great outdoors for a light-hearted yet profound exploration of nature through the Stoic lens. Imagine now a mockumentary that casts the verdant world as the stage for the natural order, that Stoics so deeply admire. Here, in this segment, we'll come to understand why the Stoic sage seeks wisdom not only in the written word, but also in the whispering winds and the silent stones. Our scene opens with a whimsical narrator, perhaps voiced with the dry wit of a British naturalist who sets out to discover the Stoics' love for nature in all its unrehearsed glory. As animated leaves flutter across the screen, viewers are reminded of Seneca's musings that all art is but an imitation of nature. We observe a squirrel diligently gathering acorns, an unwitting Stoic, unconcerned with the affairs of the forest, focused solely on the task at hand. A delightful analogy unfolds, showing that just as the squirrel stows away acorns for winter, so too does the Stoic collect and preserve wisdom for times of adversity. The mockumentary's camera pans to a serene lake. We watch as a drop of rain falls, causing ripples to spread across the water's surface in perfect symmetry. It's Marcus Aurelius in a raindrop, his words echoing as the narrator humorously contemplates. Accept the events as they occur, just as you accept the ripples of the pond, for all things are interconnected in the grand design of nature. The viewer is gently coaxed into recognizing that just as the unique beauty of each ripple can't be grasped or controlled, neither can the intricate play of fate in our lives. Next, we find ourselves amidst a time-lapse of day turning to night, the constellations wheeling overhead in a celestial ballet. We listen to the narrator jest that even the stars above don't fret about their place in the cosmos. Instead, they shine unfalteringly, teaching us the Stoic virtue of fulfilling our role, however grand or humble, with unwavering purpose. This natural cosmology is a reflection of the Stoic belief in embracing our position within the larger tapestry of existence, contributing our own light to the universal narrative. As we witness a forest through the seasons, the mockumentary finds humor in the trees that stand statuesque, whether garbed in the lush green of summer or the stark bareness of winter. It's an amusing yet apt portrayal of Stoic adaptability and indifference to externals. The trees don't lament the loss of leaves or celebrate their abundance. They simply are. The message for the viewer: be like the trees, grounded in your essence, irrespective of the season you find yourself in. Our exploration of Stoicism and nature brings us to a closing shot of a stream, cutting its path through rock, a testament to the gentle, relentless power of persistence. Here, the narrator quips that even water, soft and yielding, can shape the hardest stone in time, a nod to the Stoic practice of persistence. The stream is a metaphor for the consistent, patient application of Stoic principles in chiseling out a life aligned with virtue. The mockumentary concludes with a return to our narrator, now humorously perched on a tree branch, declaring that while we may not all be fated to live in the wilds, we carry within us the natural order that binds us to every leaf, every creature, and every element. Like nature, Stoicism is ever present, a guide to living a life of balance, harmony, and accord with the world around us. As we bid farewell to our narrator and the untamed beauty of the mockumentary, we are reminded that in nature, as in Stoicism, there lies endless wisdom, laughter, and the enduring love of a universe that is as constant in its change as it is magnificent in its design. Stay with us, for in the next segment, we explore how the natural order can illuminate the path to a life of simplicity and contentment, where every breath is a lesson and every sunrise a fresh opportunity to live more stoically. As we bask in the serenity of our outdoor mockumentary, we seamlessly transition to a more whimsical setting, a vibrant animated skit titled Stoic Time Travel. Prepare to embark on an amusing yet insightful journey as our Stoic philosophers, adorned in togas vibrant with the colors of the modern world, step forth from the annals of history and into the bustling streets of our contemporary era. Our scene begins with the bemused expressions of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius as they behold a sprawling cityscape, metal chariots speeding along asphalt rivers and towering structures that graze the clouds. Seneca raises an eyebrow and quips, "I see progress has given rise to new complexities. Let's see if our old wisdom can clear some of this modern-day fog." Our animated Stoics encounter a group of people fixated on their glowing tablets and screens, seemingly disconnected from the world. Seneca leans in, his animated form exuding curiosity and charm, and offers sage advice: "Slave not to your devices, for true connection lies in the company of others and the whispers of nature. The humor is not lost as we watch characters chuckling, looking up from their screens to share an actual moment of laughter with strangers. Next, we find a beleaguered office worker bemoaning a missed promotion. Epictetus pats him on the back and delivers a Stoic gem. Remember, it's not events that disturb us but our judgment of them. Your worth is not measured by titles but by the virtue you weave into the tapestry of your life. The worker, now animated with a spark of recognition, smiles wryly, vowing to take pride in his current achievements. As the skit continues, our time-traveling Stoics navigate the terrain of modern dilemmas, from social media envy to the frenzy of consumerism. Marcus Aurelius stands amidst a shopping frenzy, his digital persona remaining calm within the chaos. With a serene smile, he imparts wisdom. The glow of possessions fades, but the light of contentment within never dims. Shoppers around him pause mid-stride, contemplating the simplicity in his words, and the scene shifts to reflect a more mindful shopping experience. Our animated Stoics don't shy away from the environmental concerns either. Gazing upon a smog-covered city, they remind us of humanity's shared stewardship of Earth. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Seneca observes, watching as the city dwellers begin planting trees, a cartoony montage of greenery sprouting in fast motion, a visual pun on the Stoic call to harmonize with nature. The skit crescendos to the Stoics standing before a grand assembly, the modern polis, sharing timeless wisdom that transcends the ages. Their words are simple yet profound, encouraging a return to virtue, community, and the natural world, a call to awaken the Stoic within each of us, irrespective of time and place. As the animation wanes and our Stoic philosophers fade back into the annals from whence they came, the characters left behind are transformed, now animated, not just in form but in spirit. The skit concludes with a bustling city scene, now infused with Stoic calm, people helping one another, laughing together, living with purpose and simplicity amidst the complexity of contemporary life. The lesson is clear and delivered with a blend of humor and heart. While the times may change, the strength of Stoic principles remains steadfast, guiding us through life's labyrinth with wit and wisdom. So, let us take this animated journey to heart, and as our Stoic sages vanish into history once more, let their insights resonate in our modern world, renewing our resolve to face today's challenges with the enduring calm and clarity of the Stoics. And now, dear viewers, as we reflect on the sage advice given in jest, let us ready ourselves for the next segment. Join us as we apply Stoic time-tested strategies to our everyday conundrums, proving that wisdom knows no bounds of time, and that the Stoic way remains an essential compass in navigating the uncharted waters of our lives. Stay with us and continue to explore the rich tapestry of Stoicism, where ancient humor meets modern grace and life is not just lived but cherished in every moment. In our next whimsical adventure, we turn to the digital Colosseum where the gladiators are likes, shares and tweets, the arena of social media. Picture this: Seneca, Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius armed not with scrolls, but smartphones, ready to face the onslaught of notifications with Stoic resolve. They stand unfazed, their togas updated with pockets for their devices, as they embark on the ultimate test of self-control, a social media detox. Seneca, with a side eye towards the buzzing phone, chuckles. The mind is like a wild horse. Add a constant flow of social pings, and you're in for quite the ride. He proposes a challenge. Let us see who among us can resist the siren call of the notification. The animated trio, now icons of digital discipline, take a collective deep breath and power down their phones, much to the gasps of the emoji-faced crowd. The skit unfolds with each Stoic philosopher tackling the detox in their unique manner. Epictetus, ever the hardliner, tosses his phone into a fountain, proclaiming, "It's not the device that ensnares us, but our attachment to it." A comically sized fish swims up with the phone in its mouth, the screen still aglow with the glow of unread messages. Our philosopher merely smiles and gives the fish a thumbs up, an absurd but poignant display of indifference. Meanwhile, Marcus Aurelius retreats to the quiet of a park, a serene contrast to the digital cacophony. He muses aloud, to scroll or not to scroll? That is the question. His quip echoes through the park as passerby, each entranced by their screens, start to tuck away their phones, prompted by his simple act of reflection. Seneca takes a different route, one of moderation rather than abstinence. Too much of anything is a poison, he winks, setting timers on his app usage. The animated Seneca is depicted hilariously forgetting about his phone while he engages in a lively discussion with a group of children who school him on the finer points of digital balance. The digital detox challenge spirals into a comedy of errors. Our Stoic friends encounter influencers trying to lure them back online, a virtual reality coliseum that beckons with the allure of ancient Rome, and even a mischievous animated personification of FOMO nipping at their heels. Yet, through it all, they stand steadfast in their resolve, a testament to the Stoic art of self-discipline. As the sun sets on our comic skit, the moral is clear. The Stoic way offers a beacon, guiding us through the fog of digital excess. It's not about withdrawing from the world, but about engaging with it meaningfully, not about rejecting technology, but about embracing it with thoughtful intention. And so, as our Stoic philosophers conclude the detox with their sanity and humor intact, and phones still silent, we too are encouraged to take a step back from our pixelated lives, to detox from the constant connectivity. Join us on this digital cleanse, a journey not of abstinence, but of moderation and mindful engagement with our online worlds. Stay with us for the next segment where we present the many faces of Stoic laughter, proving that strength comes not from how much we can endure, but from how much we can smile amidst the trials of the tech age. As the digital dusk settles on our Stoic detox, we transition to an equally vibrant vignette, a parody of popular evening routines that illustrates the wind-down process through a Stoic lens. The setting sun casts long shadows in our animated world as we peek into the homes of our modern-day Stoics, each humorously exaggerating the rituals that signal the end of a bustling day. Enters Seneca, who, with an exaggerated yawn, swaps his smartphone for a simple hourglass, noting wryly, "Time flows regardless of likes or swipes." His nightly regimen includes decluttering, not of his living space, but of his thoughts. We watch, a chuckle escaping us, as he theatrically tosses crumpled papers symbolizing worries and distractions into a recycling bin labeled tomorrow's problem. Next, we find Epictetus, adorned in pajama toga, engaging in his own peculiar bedtime tradition, a brisk walk wherein he gleefully ignores the proprietary sleep apps chiming from his neighbor's windows. He jests to a scampering raccoon. Sleep comes naturally. It need not be quantified. Through his exaggerated indifference to sleep metrics, we're reminded of the Stoic practice of listening to the natural rhythms of our bodies over external prescriptions. The scene shifts to Marcus Aurelius, our Stoic sovereign of self-care, who turns his bedtime into a comedy sketch of its own. Surrounded by an assortment of modern relaxation gadgets, he instead picks up a tattered journal to pen his thoughts. With each stroke of the quill, he parodies the day's minor tribulations, a spilled drink, a lost sandal, and transforms them into verses of gratitude, making light of life's hiccups and highlighting the tranquil power of perspective. And as the stars twinkle into existence, our animated Stoics gather for a final laugh-inducing nightcap. Not of wine but wisdom, they sit cross-legged in a meditation circle, each attempting to outdo the other with the most absurdly serene pose. The comical sight parades the important Stoic value of community and shared growth, proving that a gentle wind-down can be both a solitary and collective endeavor. As the evening parody draws to a close, the Stoics retreat to their beds, each with a candle snuffed out not by breath, but by the gentle glow of a lesson learned. This light-hearted mockery of nighttime routines leaves behind a lingering thought, that winding down is not just about self-indulgent rituals, but about preparing the mind for a calm night's sea and a refreshed embarkation come morning's light. Our segment ends with a soft fade to black, the sounds of nocturnal life accompanying a message of Stoic serenity. As you lay your head down tonight, remember, just as we satirize our nightly routines, we can smile at life's grand play, resting easy in the knowledge that each day is but a scene, and every nightfall, an interlude to reflect and rest. Stay with us, night owls and early birds alike, as our next segment delves into the dreams of Stoics, A journey into the subconscious where philosophy meets fantasy, humor, and the wisdom of night's embrace. Keep watching and let the Stoic evening reflections guide you to a restful repose, ensuring that each dawn finds you more centered, more joyful, and ever so ready to face the theater of a new day, as the first light of dawn pierces the horizon. Welcoming a day fresh with possibility, we pause to reflect on the lived experiences of contemporary Stoics, their testimonials a mosaic of modern resilience sprinkled with dashes of humor. Today, we bring to life the tales of those who walk the Stoic path amidst the bustle of the 21st century, their stories as vibrant and varied as the countless apps on a millennial's phone. We meet Alex, a barista with a buoyant smile, who shares how Stoicism helps him navigate the daily grind. Quite literally, you'd think a spilled latte on a Monday morning would ruin my day. He chuckles, but thanks to Marcus Aurelius, I see it as an opportunity to practice patience and perfect my pour. His anecdote serves a double shot of wisdom. Latte art, it seems, is his canvas for philosophical mastery. Then there's Lena, a coder by day and a social media maven by night, who humorously recounts her Stoic detox from constant connectivity. I once panicked if I didn't check my feeds every hour, she admits with a grin. But after delving into Seneca's letters, I traded push notifications for push-ups, mental ones. Now I refresh my mind, not my feed. Her story is a testament to the Stoic superpower of self-control, even in the face of the almighty algorithm. Our virtual stage next welcomes Tom, a high school teacher whose Stoic approach to classroom chaos has made him a legend among his students. I used to think teaching was like trying to tame wild beasts, Tom jests with a wink. But thanks to Epictetus, I learned that it's not the raucous teens that are the challenge. It's my reaction to them. Now, I'm the unflappable captain of a ship sailing through the stormy seas of adolescence. Tom's humorous spin on Stoic serenity within the tempest of teenage angst elicits knowing nods and laughs. A heartwarming interview with Mia, a nurse, provides a glimpse into Stoicism's power to provide solace even when the stakes are high. Every shift is unpredictable, like a box of chocolates. But you know, with more latex gloves, she playfully remarks. Stoicism reminds me to focus on what I can control, my actions and attitude. So when the chocolate turns out to be a health code violation, I take a deep breath and channel my inner Seneca. Interspersed with these insightful testimonials are candid clips of our Stoic practitioners navigating daily life with a philosophical toolkit at their disposal. There's a sly wink as a man purposely chooses the longest line at the grocery store, a knowing smile from a woman as she turns off her work email notifications during her vacation, and a burst of laughter from a group of friends practicing the Stoic pause during a heated board game night, each snippet a vignette of virtue in action. Our segment finds its crescendo in a vibrant roundtable discussion where our modern-day Stoics gather, sharing both their triumphs and tribulations, their discourse as lively as a family dinner debate. To me, one proclaims, living stoically means finding humor in the traffic jam of life, prompting nods and chuckles from the circle. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, setting the stage for the day ahead, we leave our viewers with a montage of these moving, mirthful moments. Each a reminder that Stoicism today is alive and well, flourishing in the hearts and minds of those who find joy and resilience in its timeless teachings. So, dear viewers, as we bid adieu to our modern Stoics and their delightfully human stories, let's carry with us the laughter, the lessons, and the light they've shed on the Stoic way. Join us next time as we continue our exploration of Stoicism's boundless relevance, proving that philosophy is not just for the ancients but for anyone seeking strength, serenity, and a good chuckle along this winding road of life. Stay tuned and remember, the path to Stoic wisdom is paved with both profound insights and playful jests, each step a chance to learn, to laugh, and to live more fully. As the dawn of our Stoic saga sets, and we draw the curtains on this philosophical odyssey sprinkled with laughter and learning, let us not forget that the end of one journey marks the beginning of another. We've journeyed together from the ancient marbled steps of the Stoa to the high-definition screens of our digital era, discovering that Stoicism is not merely a subject of study, but a way of life, a life where every stumble is a step, every giggle, a gain, and every challenge, a chance to champion our character, But, fellow seekers of wisdom, our voyage doesn't end here. As we embrace the bloopers and the outtakes, those unscripted moments when life refuses to follow the teleprompter, we find the true essence of Stoicism. It's in those bungled lines and missed cues that we see Stoic philosophy in its full glory, teaching us to adapt, to chuckle, and to rise again with grace. So in the spirit of Seneca, who reminds us that life, if well lived, is long enough, let's commit to making each moment count. Let's take the slips and spills, the typos and the tongue-tied tangles, not as follies to be frowned upon, but as rehearsals for reality, a precious part of our human comedy. It's time now to take that Stoic wit and wisdom beyond the screen and into the streets, into our homes, offices, and the quiet corners where we dream. Let us turn our newfound knowledge into action, greeting each new sun with a resolve as steadfast as Marcus Aurelius, a flexibility as nimble as Epictetus, and a humor as enriching as the exchanges we've shared today. And so, I call upon you, not just to watch and wonder, but to walk the walk of the Stoics. Start small. Perhaps begin with a Stoic morning news or a reflective evening wind down. Share a laugh over life's little lapses, and hold fast to the helm when the waves of worry wash over you. And as you do, share your stories with us. Comment below your own Stoic outtakes and the lessons you've learned from them. Hit the like button if you found a kindred spirit in our Stoic sages, and subscribe to continue this journey with us, a saga of serenity sprinkled with smiles. Remember, the gate to Stoic wisdom never closes. It only opens wider with every shared experience. So, step through it with a heart light and ready for whatever the fates may fling your way. Be the hero of your own epic, guided not by the chaotic chorus of circumstance, but by the steady rhythm of reason and the joyous jingle of a well-lived life. Until next time, dear viewers, keep your toga fresh, your wit sharp, and your philosophy practical. Embrace the outtakes, for they are as much a part of the story as the highlights. And in the wondrously woven tapestry of existence, may you find your thread glistening with the gold of Stoic joy. Farewell for now, and may the mirth and might of Stoicism be with you every step of the way.